Alright, good evening, Dr. Embry. This is Derek Baldwin. This is my full view of my large vascular, I guess you would call it a poster or kind of like study guide. You can see I've got them numbered. I did that instead of place paper over names, thought it was a little bit easier. This is my key. Got arteries, veins. I had to split up into left and right arm because I didn't have enough room to add all the veins on top of each other. But starting at number 1 with arteries, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here as we're going through them. I'm just going to start here at the right subclavian, just right under the clavicle bone. That's going to be our first name. And then as you can see, I've got these dark black lines here. Those are going to indicate name change zones. I got it on the legs as well, just to help understand. So the right subclavian is going to go into number 2 here, the right axillary. Following along down to 3 can be the right brachial. And then back up here to 4, kind of weird switch there, but the right deep brachial. Back down to 5, it's going to be the right radial collateral. On to 6 here, that is going to be the right radial. 7, we've got the right palmar arches. So all the fingers, I couldn't really draw fingers, so it's just a mitt, and that the veins there kind of, or I'm sorry, the arteries kind of show the finger placement. Back up the right side of the arm here to 8. You can see the red is the vein, or sorry, I'm getting that backwards. The red is the arteries, the blue is the veins. So that is going to be the right ulnar, all the way back up to underneath the clavicle here. So we're going to the right subscapular over here to 10, which is going to be the right internal thoracic. Then we got 11 here, which is going to be the brachiocephalic trunk, hard word to say. 12, the vertebral artery. 13, the right common carotid, to be the right side. I also have that labeled to help me out because he's in anatomical position. So from 13 down to 14 here, so we're getting into the chest and right underneath the diaphragm, which is what this black line here indicates is the diaphragm, which is going to be another name change zone. So we've got the common hepatic at 14 there. 15, we've got the renal artery. 16, the superior mesenteric. It's a hard word to say. 17, the gonadal. And then that's going on into 18, which is right here. Sorry, I'm not pointing at them. 18, inferior mesenteric. And then over to 19, which is the aortic. Down to 20, which is the internal iliac, the right internal iliac. 21, the right external iliac. And then going down the leg here on the inside, we've got the right femoral artery. 23, over here we got the right deep femoral. Down to 24, which is the right popliteal, right popliteal. 25, to be the right anterior tibial, which is right here. Down to 26, being in the foot, so it's the right dorsal pedal. Back up the leg to the right fibular, then the right posterior tibial. And that's pretty much going to end the arteries portion here. And we'll go ahead and swap over to the veins and just carry on to number 29, which is going to be back up top here. And I kind of drew it out a little bit here instead of drawing just a singular line, but that's going to be the superior vena cava, which is going to lead into the left brachiocephalic vein, which is 30 here. It's coming down to the left axillary, and then 32, the left basilic vein. We got 30. Sorry, I got that backwards. 32 is the left cephalic, 33 being the left basilic. Then moving to 34 there, the left median cubital vein. 35, the left median antebrachial, and then 36 down here in the hands. I'll sheet out the way. It's the left dorsal venous network. So it's all those little veins inside your hand there. It's a bit of a mess to draw, but we got it. I know we're missing a couple of the bigger veins on this side. I had to do it on the right side of the arm here so that they wouldn't just be stuck on top of each other and real confusing looking. So on the right side, moving back up to the clavicle, so they got the subclavian vein right there at 37. And I'm going to try to follow along. So these get kind of bunched up, but back down here at 38. It's going to be the brachial vein. It's going to follow down here to 39, the radial vein. And then over on the right side here, we've got the ulnar vein, 41 being the venous palmar arches. And it's not exactly like a one-to-one replica. I kind of had to make it smaller to fit inside the arteries here so they don't kind of block each other out, but that would be like the entire hand, not just that little tiny portion. And then back up to the chest cavity here with the veins. We've got the hepatic vein right there at 42. It's that small little one that kind of goes off to the left there. Down to 43, which is the inferior vena cava. Which, yeah, that line drawn all the way out there, but that's the superior, and then obviously goes down to the inferior once you get below that diaphragm. 44 is the renal vein, which goes from left to right. Those go into the lungs. Just why it's drawn all the way across. It would be a lung on either side there, but draw those out. 45 is the gondol vein that kind of separates down, not separates, but flows down from the ulnar, or the inferior, the renal, the renal, flows down from the renal. Carrying on to number 46, we got the common iliac vein right here. 47, that flows into the internal iliac. 48 is the external iliac. So it's all iliac, just goes internal, the external. 49 is carrying us down to the left femoral. 50 here, I didn't color that in, apparently, is the deep femoral, the left deep femoral. Down to 51 here, which is going to be the popliteal vein, the left. 52, the left small saphenous. Then 53 over here, we've got this big long one, that's the great saphenous vein. To 54 here, that is the anterior and posterior. I just kind of included them in both, but those are two separates, anterior and posterior tibial veins. And then 55, the fibular vein. And then 56, it was kind of hard to draw the back and front of it, but it's the dorsal and plantar arch, so it would just be both in one there at 56. It'd be easier for me to remember that way. And that is pretty much going to conclude the video here. That is my vascular study board in full here. And then again, one more time, here's the little cheat sheet. I've got everything numbered, and that's how I will be studying it. Thank you.